Hi guys, Aaron Dorr here, Policy Advisor with Wyoming Gun Owners, giving you guys kind of a weekly recap on what happened here in the temporary capital in this fight to pass the Stand Your Ground law. It's been a very busy, long week here in Cheyenne. Here's where we are right now at the very end of the second week of the 2018 session. So number one, Stand Your Ground law in the House. House Bill 168 has passed committee, passed first reading, and has also now passed the second reading. It has to pass a third reading before it's done in the Wyoming House. So we're at the second reading right now, has been complete. That third reading will probably happen this coming Tuesday, sometime probably early in the day on Tuesday. They're off on Monday. In the Senate chamber, we passed the committee, the Ag Committee, late Thursday night after about an hour and a half or even a 2-hour-long committee hearing on Thursday night. We passed with a 5-0 committee vote. This bill now on Friday was heard on the Senate floor for the first time. We passed that as well with a voice vote, and it's going to go on to the next level in this process. But guys, this building is crawling with anti-gun lobbyists. Everybody from Michael Bloomberg's people to the Trial Lawyers Association to the Peace Officers Association to all kinds of very active anti-gun lobbyists who are working this building trying to shut this bill down, and I mean shut it down hard. The debate we heard today on Friday in the Senate chamber was shocking from what we were expecting. We had lawmaker after lawmaker after lawmaker who call themselves pro-gun come out and very sharply criticize this bill. Senator Burns made some kind of a scenario-based attack saying that this would lead to people being shot who merely are holding a lighter in their hand. We've got Senator, let's see here, Senator Scott had problems with the bill. Senator Anderson was an absolute no on the bill. Senator Asalmi Dalton is a no on the bill. We have a lot of lawmakers. Most of those I just mentioned here are presumably pro-gun. They tell you that they're pro-gun, and they had a lot of problems with this bill. It did advance past the first reading, but both chambers now, House and Senate, we expect a major floor fight with amendments to happen next week, Tuesday, and possibly into Wednesday. They want to gut civil immunity, point blank. Civil immunity, the idea here is very simple. The bill just says that if you're found not guilty in criminal court, or if you're never charged in the first place because you weren't guilty in the first place, you could not be brought to civil court by the very same thug or his estate who tried to assault you in the first place. The idea here is that it's not much of a consolation if you go through the terrifying scenario of a use of force encounter and then spend the next 3 or 4 years getting bankrupted in a civil court process. Discovery motions, expert witnesses, all kinds of pretrial prep, all these things are extremely expensive. And so having civil immunity language in here, as over a dozen other states have, is one huge protection that these guys and gals want to strip out. Others have problems with the criminal immunity side. And the way the law reads here, we simply say that if you do go to trial for some reason, because you were found to have probable cause you broke the law, you could invoke an immunity hearing to try to state the facts of the case and be immune from that prosecution. Now, if the facts are not in your favor, if you broke the law, there's no immunity granted. But if you believe you did not break the law, if the facts bear that out, you would be allowed to invoke an immunity hearing and have the charges not be brought forth. What we're hearing from a lot of people here is that, well, we want to have the process play itself out. We trust the process. The problem is that we have 3 or 4 cases right now in Wyoming where the process was extremely harmful to the good guy, where the person was found guilty, and then only later on was that conviction overturned. And that's being held up as an example here of the system working. But the cases they're talking about, even this week on debate, involved a case where a gentleman used a firearm in a use of force situation, was given a lifetime sentence in jail, and then later on that case was overturned. He spent 3 years in the state penitentiary, and that's seen as being some kind of a good thing, some kind of a proof that the system here works fine. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to spend 3 years in jail after using my firearm in a self-defense situation. That would it'd be the end of it. You'd be bankrupt, you're unemployed, reputation is shot, your family's in tatters. These things are all trying to be stripped out of this bill right now. So guys, the message of the day here is very simple. We can't take anything for granted. You have to inundate your lawmakers with phone calls and emails between now and Tuesday and tell them in no uncertain terms it's not enough to pass stand your ground law if it's been gutted, stuffed, and replaced with weaker language. You want to see stand your ground law pass with civil immunity, with criminal immunity, and all the protections this draft offers as of right now. Tell them you're going to remember these votes. This is an election year, and you're going to remember what they did when it comes to your gun rights and when it comes to stand your ground law, especially Senate File 71 and House Bill 168. Your calls, your emails will decide what happens in this fight next week. Guys, thank you for all your calls and emails so far. We've made it a long ways in this process. We only have a very short week or so left in this building to advance this bill. So make your calls, make your emails using the link above this video, and I'll have much more to come next week. Thank you.